Thank you for joining another episode of RMLD's Current Insights. My name is Greg Phipps, and I'm the General Manager of RMLD, and today I am joined by our Executive Assistant, Erin. Erin, tell me a little bit about you.
So my name is Erin MacDonough. I've been with RMLD for a little over a year. I come from a little bit of a different background than a lot of other people. I didn't start in the utilities.
You didn't?
I came from swimming pools, and normally water and electricity wouldn't mix, but I feel like I found a good fit with RMLD.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It's a good fit. So today we're going to talk about trees.
Trees.
We like trees at
love
RMLD.
trees.
But as you say, swimming pools and electricity don't mix, and trees need to be a little bit away from power lines. So just kind of walk through a little bit of background. Kind of give me a little quick introduction on trees at RMLD.
So we like to keep trees in a well-managed,
Distance.
looking nice and presentable.
Yep.
So for the beginning part of this year, for the first 4 months, so through April, 45% of our outages within RMLD territory have been because of trees.
I'm sorry, because of trees.
Because of trees. Yes. The outages have been about 45%, which rightfully RMLD gets our residents restored in an average of 8 minutes for those same 4 months. So
8 minutes.
8 minutes, and they're back on, which is
All right,
great.
let's go back to, so that brings up a bit of a contextual question. Remind our listeners, what is our mission?
The mission of RMLD is reliable, low-cost, and increasingly non-carbon.
Great. And so exactly right. Reliable first and foremost. Keep the lights on.
Keep the lights on.
And then the second priority, make the bills affordable. And then the third element is be compliant. Or for us right now, the metric is non-carbon. But first and foremost, keep the lights on. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that discussion in terms of how we keep the lights on. But Erin, I'll let you kind of walk us through a little bit of this. We'll kind of make this a tag team back and forth. So
Sounds like a plan.
We're gonna freeform this one, and we're gonna put graphics into this and pictures, and we want our audience again. Forgive me for not putting this in an introduction, but I think people know now that Current Insights is about us. It's another communication, another education, another outreach program associated with us letting our customers know what we do at RMLD. And when it comes to trees are typically either in the town's property, others on the public property, or the customer's property. And we want to make sure that trees and wires don't get too close to each other.
Yeah.
So why don't you kind of, if you want to lead off a little bit and I'll answer questions, or we can go vice versa. Sure. How do you want to go?
Well, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Well, good.
So how do trees contribute us, RMLD, to achieving our mission?
Our mission, all right. So in New England, trees are very prevalent, right? We're not in Utah or Arizona where trees are hard to come by. They are all around us, and we like trees. But as we talked about, I'm gonna actually share a few images here. So I'm gonna jump over to our picture of a house on a tree. Well, actually, the other way around. So this is. If you see this picture here, you can see on the left hand, so there's the house right in the center of the picture, which is good. And you notice it's a corner lot, and there's a nice, beautiful white picket fence around it. There's, of course, a utility pole, which on top of that utility pole has electric wires. But in this particular picture, you see something that doesn't look quite right. There's that mound of dirt to the right of that picture, and coming out of that mound of dirt is a tree, and the tree is horizontal. Not a typical position for a tree. So what we try and do, kind of going back to the core mission, is our intention is to trim trees such that they don't intersect either from the wind or in this particular case, just the thing just blew all the way over. But our intention is to make sure the trees don't cause down lines. And that's important from a reliability perspective, but it's also very important from a safety perspective, right? And from a safety perspective, obviously electricity, in order to make electricity work, our lines are electrified. And the reason they are 40 to 60 feet above the ground is so people don't touch the wires. If a tree, either a pole gets hit by a vehicle, for example, which happens on occasion, or a tree comes down and takes either the pole down or the wires down, the wires can end up on the ground. And so first and foremost, we want to make sure there's no energized wire. We want the wires never to be on the ground, period. But if they are, we want to make sure they're de-energized. So there's